Aloha ano ai e hoa hanau a pau. My name is Francis Gilman Kawa Oforsai. I've lived here in Haleiwa and Wailua in this area all my life. I'm the sixth generation of my mother's side of the family that has lived on this side of the island. For those who are visiting Haleiwa in this area, let me say this, the town has remained relatively the same as it has existed for the last 50 years. We don't have very many big developments. As a result, you will see a lot of the stores, a lot of the places that were built in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. And I think it adds that ambiance of pioneering that you might say here in the Haleiwa Wailua area.
This was the home of thousands and thousands of Hawaiian people all the way back to about 800 AD. Why were they here? There are 6 rivers that come down and freshwater springs and ponds and fine places for easy agriculture that made this a very populated area. It was called a Aina Momona, or fat land, or bounteous land. Haleiwa town is a very special place. More than half of all visitors to Oahu end up coming out here, at least for a day trip, not only because of the surfing, but because of the historic character of the town. Here in Haleiwa, there's over 30 historic structures, mostly what they call vernacular architecture, everyday sort of shops and places, but also some fine examples like the park and the courthouse and things like that. It's like a little country town. There aren't even sidewalks. You might have to walk along in the dirt, but it's really country, and that's what people like about it. Haleiwa as a town really started with the bringing out of the railroad and the development of the first resort hotel destination in the islands in 1899. Haleiwa Hotel was a 40-room Victorian-style resort hotel that was reached by railroad. The hotel was built right at the mouth of the river. People in fine Edwardian clothing, very well-to-do people, the Queen, Prince Kuhio, Duke Kahanamoku, and many others from Honolulu would come out on the train and enjoy the rustic charms of a little golf course, a glass-bottom boat, fishing, hunting, horseback riding, carriage rides, a billiard table, fine dining, and it was quite a little resort. Haleiwa town built up around that hotel many times by sugar plantation workers who had decided that they wanted to move on to something else. They recreated their traditional mom and pop type of urban store, tailor shop or a dry goods or a grocery. Haleiwa was a pretty sleepy place in the 50s and early 60s until the hippies and the surfers discovered it. And then, as everyone knows about surfing, it became an international sport, and Haleiwa and the North Shore became a huge destination for people from all over the world. It retains its charm, though, because the sugar mill families and workers are still here. The original Hawaiian, what we call the Pico families, are here. And there's a lot of ancient sites, heiaus, an old fish pond, the beautiful rivers that give it a charm and a historic ambiance that you won't find in some of the other parts of Honolulu especially. Although many just kind of drive through, grab a shave ice, and head on out to look at the beaches, it would be wise to stop at the restored cottage from 1924 that is the home of the Chamber of Commerce. You definitely would not want to miss the Honolulu Bridge, the Loko'ea Pond, which is near where the Queen's home used to be, the harbor and the beach park, and the beautiful Jodo Mission. And there's a wonderful church right in the middle of town that was established in 1832. So you couldn't go wrong by spending a few hours wandering the town. And of course, there's the other delights, boutique shops, fine places to eat, and sort of shopping that you might not find in a bigger city location.
We're an eco-fashion boutique carrying sustainable, organic, and recycled fabric clothing. We're also a full-service yoga, martial arts, and dance studio. The materials that we carry here at Yoganics are organic cotton, bamboo, hemp, soy, and a recycled PET, which is recycled water bottles. They hold up really well, they dry fast, they're recycled, so they're good for our planet as well.
This is the North Shore Farms. We grow our own produce here. These rare carrots are different kinds of colors of carrots, and those tomatoes, we have different kinds of tomatoes for salads, for sandwiches. pasta and salsa like that and sauces. Haleiwa is a good place because there's a lot of surfers, swimmers. They go into organic food like that. They love vegetables. Those health-conscious people, so we cater to them all. Visitors, they like looking at it and taking pictures of the produce, yeah. Sometimes they even eat the tomato right out here. Yeah, and the carrots, yeah. They're so fresh.
There's day sailing trips for snorkeling right out of the harbor, which is a real working fishing harbor. There's stand-up paddling, and that way you could paddle up the river, or if it's summertime, paddle pretty much anywhere along the coast. If it were me, I'd poke around the town a little bit, do a little shopping, get some lunch, and then maybe walk a little more and then try the stand-up paddling, or maybe a jet ski, or head on down the coast and look at the surfing spots. It's a fine place to spend the day.
When I see people from Japan or parts of the United States come here and walk down the streets, I appreciate they're doing it because they're appreciating something that I perhaps did not appreciate when I was a little boy, you know, and find that country spirit in it.
Haleiwa is a place where all the rivers meet, all the people on the North Shore come through sometime during the day. The people are friendly. There's a lot to see and do, and you really can't miss by spending a day on the North Shore.
Mahalo anui loa ia o ko a pau a hana ho e komamai. That means thank you to all of you, and come again and visit us.